Hello and welcome to the class today. Today I'm going to be using a medium strength resistance band, and this is going to assist in your workout. It's really great to add some small equipment to your workouts because the band particularly adds resistance to your movements. It also increases the demand on your muscles, and also you can adjust the intensity of your workouts so that you can work out harder or softer depending on how you're feeling on that day. So we'll get started. We're going to put our hands out in front of us. Our feet are hip width apart and we are in a neutral position. So the band is quite loose. So we're going to just grip hold of the band and we're going to do our dumb waiter. So our elbows are down by our sides and we're just going to offer our hands out to the side and then back in again. You're in your neutral spine and you're going to be pulling your shoulder blades together as you extend your arms out to the side. And the band is just giving us a resistance. So we're working on some muscle groups around our shoulders and in our biceps. So we inhale on the way in and then exhale on the way out. We do 8 to 10 reps of this. Now we're going to make it slightly longer, same position, but we're going to go into our Cleopatra. So we're going to go open out to the side and then our arms are going to go down, face down to the floor and then bring it back in again. So extend the arms out and then bring it back in. Now we're making sure that our shoulders are down. We keep those down, our head and neck are lengthened and we're feeling really stable in our knees. So we've got that stability and our grounding with our feet. We're going to add a knee bend to this. We're going to bring it in and then we're going to extend out and bend the knees and then bring it back in. Lengthen out and bend the knees into a squat. Exhale out, inhale in, exhale out and then inhale in. And then one more. We're going to wrap the band around our thighs. We're just going to cross it in front of us. We're going to have our hands out to the side. And we're just going to have a squat. So we're going to squat down and then bring it back up. Down, down, up. So exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up. And at the same time, we're having a stretch of the bands too. So stretch them out to the side and bring them back. Stretch them out, in, then out. And then one more. And then we're going to get in our squat position and we're going to lengthen our arms out and we'll do some pulses. So go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back up again. And now we're going to get back into our squat position and we're going to open up our knees. So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back again. And then we're going to squat again. And now we're going to pulse our squat. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back again. To still start to feel some workout in those arms. We're going to put our band under our feet and take up that tension in the band, and we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So go roll the shoulders back and then down, up and then down. Just releasing that tension in your shoulders and in your shoulder blades, holding that tummy in your neutral spine and lengthening up from the head and the neck. And then we're just going to reversing it. So bring the shoulders forwards. There we go. Feel that tension release. Lovely. Now we're going to put the band just under 1 foot. We're going to lengthen up to the side into our mermaid. So feet are shoulder width apart. We're just going to lengthen up and then stretch over to the side and then back again and down. So lengthen up, back, and one more time. And down. And we'll swap over to the other side. So we're going to lengthen up and then over to the side and then down. So in a normal mermaid, you've got that lovely stretch, but now you've got some resistance to it. So you're having to pull it over your head. And then back. And then one more time. There. And then bring it back down again. Now we're going to go into our roll down. So we can put our band in front of us. We're going to start our roll down. So we lengthen up. We're just going to tuck the chin into the chest and fold the shoulders forward and start rolling from the top of the spine all the way down to the bottom. And then you're going to have separate your hands and take the band away and then roll back up again, one vertebrae at a time. Imagining you've got a bicycle chain and you're just getting each cog back into its place. So we'll do that one more time. So we take a roll down. Imagine that you're standing up against a wall. You don't want your bottom to push back. So have an extension of the band and then roll back up again. And then we're going to take the band behind us and we're going to roll down with it behind us. So take another roll down. So lengthen, tuck the chin in, melt that spine all the way back down. Feel your head just dropping to the floor. Have another pull of the band and then bring it back up again. Then we just open up that chest, and here we can have another pull of the band and opening up that chest. And then one more. And then at this point, when we get down to the bottom, we'll have a squeeze of that band. And then we're going to fold our knees and we're going to go down to the mat. So we're going to get into our rest position. We have a headrest if you like. So we get into our neutral position, our resting Pilates position. Have a couple of rocks of the pelvis forwards and back so we can just get that neutral position in our back. We're going to have the hands up in front, up by our shoulders, so hands pointing to the sky or the ceiling. And we're going to do a one leg stretch. So we inhale to prepare and exhale as we lengthen that leg out. And as we lengthen, we're just going to squeeze the band outwards and then bring it back in again. And then we lengthen the other leg out and squeeze out and then bring it back in again. Now, if you wanted to have an extra challenge here, you can put one leg into tabletop and then we're just going to lengthen out and squeeze and bring it back in and lengthen and squeeze and lengthen and squeeze. And if you want an extra challenge, you can put the other leg into tabletop and then you lengthen one leg out and squeeze and then lengthen the other leg out. And I would advise 8 to 10 reps of these. So we inhale as we bring it back in, and we exhale as we extend the leg out. And then we can lower both legs and then have a little bit of a rest. We're going to go into our double leg stretch. So the arms are going to be up, pointing to the sky or the ceiling. And we're just going to lengthen our arms over our head, have a squeeze out, and then bring it back in again. So lengthen over the head, extend it out, and then bring it back in. You're making sure here that your ribs are staying close. You've got those springs between your ribs and your hip bones, and you don't want those springs to expand. And then bring it back in. Now we're going to extend it into a double leg stretch, level 3, where we lengthen one leg out and squeeze the band and then bring it back in again. So inhale and then exhale as you lengthen away, squeeze the band, and then inhale as you bring it back. And then exhale, squeeze the band out, and then bring it back in again. And then lower the legs. And then you can have a rest. You can actually bring your knees into your chest and just give your back a little bit of a rock either side. We're going to do a very popular exercise with Pilates, which is the hundreds. We're going to put the band over our leg, over our knee. And we're going to do our hundreds with pulses. So we're in our neutral position. We inhale, and then we're going to pulse for 5. So we exhale for 5, and then inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Making sure that your tummy button is squeezed in, your shoulders are lengthened, your head and neck are lengthened. You should be feeling this on the arms, and also you should feel this in the abs as well. Inhale, exhale, and then lower it back down. Now I would do 5 to 8 sets of these, of the 5 inhales and 5 exhales. Then we do the following leg. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Really feel like you're splashing water as you're doing this hundreds with the band. Now, if you want to, just relax there. But if you wanted to add to that, you could actually do it in double tabletop. So you could do it in double tabletop. You can also do it in abdo prep as well. So I'll show you the advanced exercise. So you can have it with your head down like this, or you can bring your head up. So with the advanced one, we're really working on our core here. Keeping that spine in neutral, feeling like you've got a little chocolate under your back as we inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Inhale, exhale. So as you're going through the exercises, if you repeat this video that I'm doing, you can always add to the advanced exercises. And then we're just going to lower one leg and then the other leg. So we're going to put the band behind us and we're going to go into our shoulder bridge. We're just going to tie the band in this position. So you can tie it in a bow, and remove the head cushion. We don't need this in our shoulder bridge. Now, if you want to, if you get cramps in your thighs, then in your hamstrings, it might be worth having your feet a little bit closer to you. For the shoulder bridge, we're going to inhale and we exhale, and we're going to peel our tailbone off the mat, clenching our buttocks together up into our shoulder bridge. And we're going to inhale at the top, and then we're going to exhale down. So we're going to inhale and exhale as we lift that tailbone off the mat, squeezing our glute muscles. And then we're going to extend the legs out and then bring it back, extend out. So we do a few pulses on this. So we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring ourselves back down. And we can have a short rest, but we're going to go into our hip twist. So we're going to peel the tailbone off the mat into our shoulder bridge position, tighten your abdominals, and we're just going to float one leg out to the side and then bring it back again, and then float the other leg to the side and bring it back. Now the leg that's not floating out to the side, you want that knee to be remaining still. Imagine you've got a glass of water on that knee and you mustn't drop it off. And to add the breath to this, you inhale as you float it back in and exhale as you extend the leg out. And then extend and exhale. Extend and exhale. Extend and exhale. And then fold your spine back onto the mat. And you can repeat this if you would like to. You can do a couple of sets of this. We'll just do one more, and we'll just add an arm raise. So we're really working on our balance as well and our stability. You want to make sure that your hips are pointing to the sky or to the ceiling. So like they've got lights on them and they're pointing up, and you don't want them to move. And one more, and then roll it back down again. And then we can relax. We're going to go over to our side and we're going to do our clam. So we lengthen out our arms to the side. And we're going to have our knees over each other. Our knees are in line, our hips are in line, they're stacked up on top of each other. Our shoulders are stacked up on top of each other as well. And we're going to lengthen out our hip, and we're just going to point that hip forward as if we've got a headlight on our hip bone and we're just pointing it to the road. We're going to raise up our ankles, and we're just going to open our legs into a clam. So we exhale as we take it out, and inhale as we bring it back in. Exhale out, inhale in, exhale out, inhale. So we do 8 to 10 clams. And then exhale and back. And then we can lower it up, out. So on the next one, we're just going to raise up, and we're just going to pulse. We're going to pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and lower back down. And we're going to do it again. So we bring it up, and then we're going to extend. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower. We're just going to lengthen out our legs. So we're going to do a side kick. So we imagine that we're in a between two panes of glass. And we can have our hand in front, just resting on the mat. And we're just going to lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, making sure that your hip is pulled away from your shoulders. So exhale as we go up and inhale as we go down. Exhale up, inhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And then we're going to hold here and we're just going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower. Okay, so we're going to just take ourselves onto the other side of the mat, and we're going to do the other side. We've got our head on our cushion. It's quite handy, quite nice to have a cushion under, just to give your head some support. Our back, our bottom and our feet are in line. And then we're going to lift up our heels and we're just going to open up our clam. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower it back down. Now on this one, it's quite a nice idea to just, so lift up the legs and then just open for 3, hold for 3, and then bring it in for 3. So you're really increasing the intensity. So open for 3, hold for 3, and then lower for 3. So open for 3, hold for 3, lower for 3. And then open for 3, hold for 3, and then lower for 3. And then have a rest. And we just lengthen out our legs. So we've got those panes of glass on both sides of us, our front and our back. And we're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. So exhale on the lift, inhale on the lower. Exhale. You can challenge your balance by putting your hand on your hip, and you're really going to have to use your abdominals for holding yourself up. So you can challenge yourself later on or now if you fancy it. And then we can add to that by just putting our arm up as well, and that's really going to challenge our balance. And then we're going to pulse, lift it up, and we go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower. That feels good. And then just bring it forward, and then you can just bring your knee forward and give yourself a nice little massage. That's feeling quite intense. So we're going to go into our 4-point kneeling. So we're just going to go into our 4-point kneeling. So we've got our shoulders and our hands over each other, our knees and our hips. Make sure that those are over each other. And we're just going to lengthen out one leg and then bring it back in again. And then we lengthen the other leg and bring it back in, making sure that you're lifting from the chest and tucking that tummy button in. And then extend the leg and then back, and extend the leg and then back. On this next one, we're going to actually lift the leg and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back again. And we'll go to the other leg. We'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back again. And now we can just bring ourselves back and have a lovely shell stretch, and then we can relax. Take a couple of inhales and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Then we're going to come into kneeling. If we just take the band off, and I'm going to just put the band in front of me. So get into our kneeling position, and we're just going to put the band in front, and I'm just going to do some chest openers. So we inhale and exhale, we lift the bands up above our chest and just pull on the bands, pull on the backs of your hands, and then bring it back down again. So inhale and then exhale as we bring it over our head, and then just feel that, pull it out to the side, and then bring it back again. And then bring it back. You'll feel a lovely, a strengthening in your shoulders, but a whole arm and shoulder strengthening. And then open it up, and then bring it back down. And then with our final exercise, we just open up the band. We can stay in our kneeling position. We're just going to put the band behind us and hold it out in front, and we're going to do some arm openings just so we can work on the mobility of our spine. So we inhale and we exhale as we open up to the side, and then bring it back in. Now making sure that your hips are staying forward, and then bring it back. Bring it back. Just feel that resistance on the band as you're pulling the band forward and away from you and opening up to the side. Follow your hand with your head with your hand, and exhale on the way round, keeping those shoulders in, the shoulders down. There we go. And have a couple of mermaids if you fancy it. So just to finish off, we just stretch up to the ceiling and then stretch over, and then we can have a bit of a roll down here, and then stack ourselves back up. We lengthen up and into our mermaid, stretching all down this side here, and then just roll yourself forward, half roll, and then roll yourself up. And there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this resistance band workout, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.